Hi everybody, David here with Trinity Focus Ministries. I got another video. I've titled this one The New Jerusalem. And basically in the book of Revelation, there's in chapter 21, it talks about this. It basically after the rapture, then after the Great Tribulation, there will be a millennial reign of Christ for 1,000 years. And then after that, comes the New Jerusalem, and it is a city. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read through this chapter, and I'm going to pause and talk about it throughout. So, all right, here it goes. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. So, right there in verse 1, this is when he recreates the heaven and earth, and it is all and one then the first thing he it talks about is there's no more sea. So um that's pretty interesting. And then it says, and I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. So this city literally comes down from God, and is it's probably pretty amazing. So, and then it says, and I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, "Behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and God himself shall be with them and be their God. And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, nor sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away." So this is after all of what I said at the very beginning. There'll be no more Satan, no more sin, no death, no curse. This will be uh, all the people that are saved, and they will be living with God and in this city made by God, and on the new earth. It's going to be pretty amazing. So, and there won't even be any. It says no, neither sorrow or crying or anything like that. So, and then this I'm going to continue on in verse 5, and it says, and he said upon the throne, said, "Behold, I make all things new." And he said unto me, "Write, for these words are true and faithful." And he said unto me, "It is done. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of water of life freely. He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his God, and he shall be my son. But the fearful and unbelieving, and the abominable, and murderers, and whoremongers, and sorcerers, and idolaters, and liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. So, what he's talking about there is the lake of fire. After the millennial reign of Christ, Satan is released. Satan's in prison. Then Jesus takes his throne on earth, and for 1,000 years, and after that, Satan is released, and God puts a stop to it. They gather an army and try to go against Christ and all the people, and God puts a stop to it pretty quickly with just fire from heaven, and that's when the New Jerusalem comes. But after that, then is a great white throne judgment. And I did a video on the millennial reign and the throne judgment. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you could go back and watch those, or there's lots of other videos you could look at, or you could read and study, but um, it's pretty. It's basically at the white throne judgment. That is when God judges all the sinners and the ungodly and the fallen angels, and even all the people that are in hell right now will be judged at that time, and they will be taken out of hell and thrown into the lake of fire. And that's where they'll be forever. There's no getting out of the lake of fire. And that'll be their forever and ever. Their eternal home will be in the lake of fire, and they'll be stuck there. So that's what this is about. And then on starting again on verse 9, it says, "And there came unto me one of the 7 angels, which had the 7 vials full of the 7 last plagues. And talked with me, saying, Come hither, and will shew thee the bride, the Lamb's wife." Basically, that's the church. The bride is the church. And then it goes on and says, "And he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain, and showed me the great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from God, having the glory of God, and her light was like unto a stone most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal, and had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates, and the gates 12 angels, and names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. And on the east 3 gates, on the north 3 gates, on the south 3 gates, and on the west 3 gates." So this is probably good. It's gonna be an amazing to behold, I'm sure. And then it says, "And the wall of the city had 12 foundations, and in them the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb. And he that talked with me had a golden reed to measure the city, and the gates thereof, and the wall thereof. And the city lieth 4 and the length is as large as a breadth. And he measured the city with the reed, 12,000 furlongs. The length and the breadth of the height of it are equal." So a furlong, I'm not 100% sure what a furlong is, but it's I think it's about a mile. So this city is going to be about the size of the United States, but only a square box. So it's going to be not only long, it's going to be tall too. So it's going to be huge. And then he said, "And he measured the wall thereof 144 cubits, according to the measure of the man, that is, of the angel. And the building of the wall of it was of jasper, and the city was pure gold, like unto clear glass. And the foundations of the wall of the city were garnished with a manner of precious stones. The first foundation was jasper, the second sapphire, the third a chalcedony, I don't know if I said that right, and the fourth an emerald." So I'm a carpenter. I build houses, and we build our houses on top of a foundation, but our foundations are concrete. The foundations of this city are going to be of pure stone, like a diamond, but only a colored diamond. It's going to be pretty glorious. Nothing like that's seen here on earth right now. And then he says, "The 5th sardonyx, the 6th sardius, and the 7th chrysolite, the 8th beryl, and the 9th topaz, and the 10th chrysoprasus, and the 11th jacinth, and the 12th amethyst. I'm probably not pronouncing these right, but basically these are going to be stones of all different color, precious, beautiful stones, solid, huge. It's going to be amazing. And then continuing on verse 21, it says, and the 12 gates were 12 pearls. Every several gate was of 1 pearl. And the street of the city was pure gold, as it were transparent glass. So, if you could imagine, this is going to be amazing. The gates are just one solid pearl, huge, and the street is just gold, pure gold that you could see through it. It's transparent, and it's like heaven, but it's a new heaven on earth, and it's going to be. I don't even think we could imagine it. It's going to be that great. It's going to be beautiful. And then it says, and I saw no temple therein, for the Lord God Almighty and the Lamb are the temple of it. So the Father and Jesus Christ are going to be there with us forever. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing this. And as a believer, this is what you got to look forward to. This is what your future is in the future. So it's really, to me, it's exciting to read this and know that things might be tough now, but this is what your future home will be. And then it says, and the city had no need of the sun, neither of the moon, to shine in it, for the glory of God did lighten it, and the Lamb is the light thereof. Now, my very first video, I talk about this. I've seen the light of God, and it is glorious. And right there in that passage, it says there's no need for the sun, the moon, stars, none of that, because those are all just creations of God. But God is light, so he will be the light. We won't need a light. There will always be light. And you might think, well, how are we going to sleep? You'll never need to sleep. You'll never be tired. You'll never be bored. You'll never be without peace and all of that. So there'll be God with his infinite. He created everything. He's infinite. He will have infinite ways to bless us in this city, and it's going to be glorious. It's going to be better than you could ever imagine. It's going to be heaven. And then finally, I'm going to wrap it up here, and then it says, and the nations of them which are saved shall walk in the light of it, and the kings of the earth do bring their glory and honor into it, and the gates of it shall not be shut at all by day, for there shall be no night there. And they shall bring the glory and honor of the nations into it, and there shall be no wise enter into anything that defileth, neither whatsoever worketh abomination or maketh a lie, but they which are written in the Lamb's book of life. So that's the end of the chapter. But wow, that's going to be pretty amazing. And like I said, things might get tough, but hang in there. Keep your faith. Stay strong in your faith, because that's going to be your future home, and it's going to be amazing. So I don't know, just some words of encouragement. I thought you guys might like this video, so thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a blessed day.